Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, a coaching comeback. Hockey insiders say the Oilers are considering a controversial head coach. Road report, the city explores why drivers feel unsafe on the streets of Edmonton. And Referendum recruits. Elections Alberta hiring tens of thousands of workers to hand count ballots.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
The Edmonton Oilers may be trying to hire controversial head coach Mike Babcock. His last stint in the NHL ended with him resigning after he was accused of invading players' privacy. CTV's Naraman Issa joins us now. So, Naraman, the Oilers are discussing this potential hire with the NHL Players Association. Why is that?
Well, Matt, TSN is reporting that the Oilers are consulting with the association to, quote, see if there are objections that might be resolved before potentially hiring Babcock. It's due to an incident that took place in the summer of 2023. Mike Babcock last coached in the NHL during the 2019-20 season with the Toronto Maple Leafs. In 2023, he was hired by the Columbus Blue Jackets, but resigned before the season started. It's reported he had asked players to share personal photos from their cell phone's camera roll. It was investigated by the NHL Players Association before Babcock resigned. Now, TSN's Ryan Rashog is reporting the Oilers players are aware of this.
We can confirm that Mike Babcock has met with the Oilers leadership group players that we're talking about, and that it sounds like there's full-throated support by that leadership group for the Oilers to go ahead and make this move.
Now, the Oilers fired head coach Chris Knobloch last month. Edmonton expressed interest in interviewing former Vegas head coach Bruce Cassidy. The Golden Knights have not given permission to date. Now, Mike Babcock does have a decorated background as a head coach. He won a Stanley Cup in 2008 with Detroit, 2 Olympic gold medals with Canada, and gold medals at 3 other international tournaments. Now, CTV News has reached out to the Oilers. I've not heard back. Matt.
All right, Naraman Issa live in studio tonight. Thank you. Edmonton's mayor wants to build a permanent program to help the city's homeless population access shelter and services during the winter. Last winter, the city distributed $1 million to help local shelters extend their daytime hours. Between December and March, the city says those shelters saw nearly 38,000 visits. That's a 169% increase compared to the same time period during the previous winter. The mayor now wants to build on that by offering health, addiction, and mental health support to people with complex issues.
More people getting served, more people getting care, more people who are struggling and were seeking refuge in different community spaces that maybe aren't built for this, into community spaces that are built for this. That's really what the goal is.
The mayor says a permanent program would cost $6.5 million. He hopes the federal and provincial governments are willing to help. A transformation is underway in the heart of a busy stretch of Stony Plain Road. Excavators have moved in to tear down the empty Revolution Square strip mall on Stony Plain Road and 151st Street. 2 connected buildings have been demolished and are being cleared out to make way for a new development. That includes the former home of Revolution Cycle. The local business association is looking forward to see what happens next.
This is hopeful renewal construction. It will be transit-oriented residential development and business coming there. So it's really hopeful for us.
The buildings have been closed since 2024 when a flood destroyed the building's electrical and HVAC systems. The site's new owner has declined to comment on the new development. A piece of Wetaskiwin's history has been reduced to rubble. A weekend fire destroyed the town's Memorial Arts Center. People there say it will be almost impossible to replace the nearly 8-decade-old building. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports.
It sucks. I have so many good memories here.
The former Memorial Arts Center in Wetaskiwin is now a pile of rubble after a Saturday evening fire.
We just saw small flames along the edges, and the fire department was all over it. Again, mainly on the far side of the building, trying to get it from there. They opened up one of the side doors, and you could just see all the flame inside.
Another witness saw the roof collapse and hoped some part of the center could be saved.
Oh my God! 10:30, 11, it was all still standing. The roof was on fire and pieces had come down, but not like this. I didn't expect to wake up and find out that it was to the ground for sure.
The city says the fire was extinguished Sunday morning, though firefighters returned to deal with hot spots.
The city sold the building 2 years ago, and it was under renovations to become a daycare center. Before that, the Memorial Center was a community hub, a venue for fundraisers, polling stations, and weddings.
My wife and I got married here. 3 kids got married here. Our in-laws had their 25th wedding anniversary here.
I got married here 45 years ago. My sons got married. There was a lot of good times for our community.
Wetaskiwin Mayor Joe Branco says the building, built in 1947, was an integral part of the city.
It is very sad because Wetaskiwin has lost a lot of beautiful buildings, which you can't replace. You can't replace history.
It's very sad for all of Wetaskiwin.
Fire crews managed to prevent the spread to nearby buildings, something Jody Eaton is thankful for.
It was a lot of work. It must have been a very long night considering what it looks like today.
While the building may be gone, people will cherish the moments shared inside.
You know, every time we go by here, we're going to have those memories.
The city says the cause of the fire is still under investigation. In Wetaskiwin, Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News.
A judge is hearing arguments about an AI data center plan for northern Alberta. The Wonder Valley AI project is backed by Canadian businessman Kevin O'Leary. His group has filed an application to strike Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation's request for a federal review. The First Nation says it was not properly consulted when a water license was issued for the project.
So we're not even talking about consultation, we're talking about basic procedural fairness that wasn't granted to Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation before the Water Act was issued.
O'Leary's team says the First Nation failed to serve all the relevant parties within the time given, and they declined our request for an interview. Musician Corb Lund says his team has collected enough signatures to force action on coal mining on the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains. Lund did not say how many signatures they collected. Almost 178,000 are needed for the citizen-led petition. It calls for an end to coal mining in the Rockies because of the effects of water and the environment. A successful petition would force Premier Smith's government to consider either passing a law banning coal mining or sending it to a referendum. The federal opposition leader launched a push for a united Canada in Calgary today. Pierre Poilievre is urging all Albertans to vote to remain within Confederation, but he says he understands the frustrations of some Albertans.
The problems in Canada today will tell you to pretend those problems don't exist, and they will denounce as unpatriotic anyone who speaks honestly about them. Doing that in this referendum would only drive people further away. If you want frustrated Albertans to vote for Canada, the absolute worst thing we can do is dismiss their legitimate grievances.
Poilievre says he plans to speak with people on both sides of the issue this summer in Alberta. Elections Alberta has begun recruiting tens of thousands of workers ahead of this fall's referendum. Elections Alberta says it needs more than 60,000 workers to help run voting stations across the province. It anticipates the 10 questions will require 45 million ballots. Those ballots must be tallied within 48 hours, so counting will continue around the clock until complete. Elections Alberta says the recruitment effort is one of the largest of its kind in Canada.
We're looking for Albertans to serve the process, serve other Albertans, and look for them to partake in this historic event in Alberta. It's historic in our history. It's historic in the process that we have to undertake. And we're counting on those Albertans.
Elections Alberta is still working out the cost of the referendum. It hired more than 13,000 workers for the 2023 provincial election, which cost about $37 million. All right, Josh, a pretty nice start to the week out there today. Nice and sunny.
Yeah, sunshine finally broke through the clouds through this afternoon. I think we'll see a bit more sunshine tomorrow morning, but then after that, it's kind of another cloudy week with some more off and on showers almost every single day this week. It's 21 downtown Edmonton right now, still pretty gusty. Wind out of the northwest, 20 gusting to 30 kilometers per hour. You get gusts close to 40 kilometers per hour off to the south and to the west of the city. 19 right now at Elk Island. Started the day at 9 degrees, pretty close to average, and your daytime high today, 21. Still haven't had an above average day through the entire month of June. I know we're only a week in, but every single day has been average or cooler than average. And I think that's going to be the case again tomorrow. Look at this twist right here. All kinds of heavy rain in northeastern Alberta, north of Fort McMurray. We have a rainfall warning. And then on the southern edge of that upper level low, we've had some thunderstorms through the Peace Country, Slave Lake, down through Lac La Biche, Cold Lake areas, just north of Lloydminster. We've had some thunderstorms. All of that's going to miss the Edmonton area. And you can see the showers that popped up west of the city earlier today. Those have fizzled out now as well. So just a few clouds through this evening. Fairly clear skies overnight tonight and sunny to start tomorrow. Winds should be a lot calmer through the day. 8 degrees in the morning, up to about 21 in the afternoon. And with some increasing cloud through the afternoon, there is a chance for some scattered showers late afternoon or early evening. Take a closer look at that and the rain in the forecast for Wednesday as well in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, Road Report exploring why some people feel unsafe driving in Edmonton.
I'm going like maybe 5-10 over already, and I see people flying past me, and it's a little crazy.
Coming up Tuesday on Your Morning, a camp for kids trying to overcome a stutter. Plus, our health research analyst joins us to talk about the risks of the raw milk resurgence.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
From speeding to distracted driving and too many construction signs, a new report lists a variety of reasons drivers feel unsafe traveling on the streets of Edmonton. CTV's Curtis Goodrum spoke with drivers and the mayor about what can be done to change that.
Roadwork, traffic, and lane closures. Some people say driving in Edmonton can feel
very overwhelming. I'm going to say that word.
The city's new traffic safety report says nearly 1/3 of the more than 900 drivers surveyed feel unsafe on city roads.
I find the construction really disconcerting, and I'm never sure what lanes are going to be open, what lanes are going to be closed.
Well, I'm going like maybe 5-10 over already, and I see people flying past me, and it's a little crazy.
I've seen many close calls for just pedestrians and people that ride bikes as well.
The University of Alberta's Cities Institute says drivers may feel unsafe for a variety of reasons.
When people lose control over their lives, and especially in traffic, that's a very frustrating experience because you are managing or handling a vehicle that can go much faster.
The Cities Institute has been closely looking at data since the province axed photo radar last year.
But what we have seen is a dramatic increase in speeding and distracted driving.
The mayor has been pushing for it to return, while the province has no plans to reinstate it.
The data is clear. Speeds on our streets are at an unsafe level right now.
NAC also says there are too many confusing signs, causing trouble for drivers.
If you create too much signage, it almost becomes a bit of noise. It can sort of blend in, and so you have to find that right balance.
The city's urban planning committee will hear the report tomorrow.
I've just been driving in Toronto, and I got to tell you, it's an awful lot better here than it is in Toronto.
With hopes of helping drivers feel safer on Edmonton streets. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
No candles were blown out during a weekend birthday bash at Fort Edmonton Park, but there was lots of steam. The park's train turns 107 this year. CTV's Connor Hogg reports keeping the train chugging along is a labor of love for everyone who works on it.
There's always a lineup to catch the train at Fort Edmonton Park. Many have ridden it before. For some, this is the first time.
We kind of stop and look at the LRT every time it goes by, and this is his first time getting on the actual train.
Go to another place. We have people that come down here during the day just to ride the train and then go home.
The 1919 Baldwin locomotive was the 107th train built that year, 107 years ago. Fort Edmonton Park is celebrating the train's birthday because of the connection the community has to it.
It reminds
reminds me of when I was a kid, riding the train or seeing trains on TV. It really makes me feel like they're going to experience this and remember this for like the rest of their lives.
The smell, the feel, the buzz of the engine as you're clipping along the railway track.
I saw the steam engines rolling around with the jumps. It's kind of memory, I guess.
As you may imagine, dealing with a century-old steam engine is a lot of responsibility. The people whose job it is to keep 107 up and running say the responsibility is worth it when they see the reactions from parkgoers.
We had a local shop redo these bearings for us a couple of years ago, so we're good to go for a long time now.
Landon Lesko says he has the best job in the city. He says the train's mechanics are old in age, yet advanced in their complications. Finding new parts for a 107-year-old train can take some trickery.
Metal on metal doesn't exactly last forever. What we do is we find all of the wearable parts and we make sure that we are measuring them on a yearly basis.
He says the train has another 100 years left in it if properly maintained. Passion makes the process worthwhile. What was your favorite part of it?
Sitting on the train.
Despite its age, this train is still finding new firsts and making new friends. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Still to come tonight on CTV News, e-cig effects. Local researchers find some health issues in young users.
I'm a dad of 2 teenagers, and when I saw this, I was quite concerned.
The largest outdoor farmers market in the country returned this weekend. About 20,000 people were expected at the St. Albert Farmers Market on Saturday for the beginning of its 44th season. Organizers say they were lucky to open under sunshine after rainouts in previous years. The market runs 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. every Saturday until October 10th.
No one was happier about the sun than my son, who works at.
Is that right?
I
don't know about that, Josh. I was at a wedding this weekend. Congratulations, Lexi and Colby, by the way. But the weather held up the entire time. It was beautiful out there.
Yeah, and then late Saturday night, of course, we did have some rain roll in. And again, late last night and earlier this morning, we had some showers. Cool temperatures, though. I mean, temperatures yesterday, only take a look at the calendar here. I know we're handsome, but you don't need to see us.
Get to the calendar, trust me. Yeah, cut to the calendar.
15 degrees yesterday, 20 on Saturday. Cooler than average or average through all of the first 7 days. Today's average as well at 21. The average high for the first week of June, just 16 degrees. Historically, we should be at about 21. This is the coolest first week of June since 2009. And actually, it's even cooler by a couple tenths of a degree. The last time it was within a degree or tenth of a degree or two of this year, it's actually 1998. 21 degrees outside right now. Warmest day so far of the month. River Valley Sky Camps brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. A few clouds out there right now. We'll see a bit more of that through this evening, and then some sunshine tomorrow morning. 11 in Fort McMurray with the heavy rain, 20 in Red Deer, and 19 in Grand Prairie. You can see the wind gusts. They were a little stronger earlier. They've backed off to about 30, but look at the Lloydminster area. Gusts to about 75. Sustained wind in the 40 to 45 kilometer per hour range. North of Fort McMurray in the blue zone here, and off to the east, you've already had really heavy rain, 30 to 50 millimeters by all accounts, and there's probably another 10 to 20 on the way before this is all said and done with later on tonight. That twist right there, as we said, big upper level low, and on the southern edge of that, yeah, you've had some scattered thunderstorms. Those will all continue to pass off to the north and northeast of the Edmonton area. Things stay fairly clear overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. To the south, though, clouds are already in place from Red Deer south through the morning hours. And after a sunny start to the day, those clouds are coming in through the afternoon. You get a chance of some scattered showers, supper time hour or into the early evening. And then as this new low pressure system develops, some heavier, steadier rain for the southern half of the province here in Edmonton. Mostly cloudy with a chance of showers for Wednesday. I don't think it's going to be heavy, steady, non-stop rain. Somewhere in the 7 to 9 degree range across areas from Edmonton off to the east and northeast. A little cooler in Grand Prairie and Peace River. 6 is there. Jasper at 3 degrees tomorrow morning. You're back into the low 20s across the northwest. Close to 20 in Fort McMurray. A lot warmer, a lot drier than today. 22 for Lloydminster, about 19 in Red Deer, and 17 with the chance of showers in Jasper. Again, we'll start the day in single digits at about 8 degrees, up to 21, maybe even 22. We'll see when those showers potentially roll in. About a 60% chance for the late afternoon, early evening hours. Showers potentially on Wednesday with a high of 18, 20 for Thursday, which looks dry. And then it's a 40% chance right now, but there are indications we could be in for some steadier rain there on Friday, with warmer and drier conditions holding off until Saturday, Sunday.
All right, Josh, thank you. Researchers at the University of Alberta say there's evidence nicotine vapes are damaging the heart and lungs of young people who have never smoked. The study compared two groups of 20 people in their early 20s. For more than 3 years, it followed a control group and one that had been using nicotine vapes. The vaping group had never smoked regular cigarettes or pot before. During tests, the vapors were out of breath much faster, were less efficient at breathing, and had signs of impaired blood flow to their lungs. The lead researcher says it's concerning since vapes are often marketed as a tool to quit traditional smoking.
I'm a dad of two teenagers, and when I saw this, I was quite concerned. We started the study initially just looking at a handful of individuals, and it was the first time in my career where I said, you know, we really have to keep doing this, because the level of impairment we saw in their blood flow and their exercise was concerning and suggested that there was really some important changes in the lungs that we need to understand better.
Strickland says based on this research, they're doing follow-up studies to track e-cigarette use and lung function over the next 3 years. When we return, leveling the playing field, how a national organization can help a local baseball diamond.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
For the first time in 6 seasons, the Edmonton Elks have won their season opener. The Elks beat the Ottawa Red Blacks 29-21. The Elks are now on a bye week. They return to their turf at Commonwealth for their home opener June 20th against the Montreal Alouettes. A local baseball organization is getting some help from the Toronto Blue Jays Care Foundation. South Jasper Minor Baseball could soon receive funding from the Field of Dreams program. The foundation wants the money used to build, upgrade, or refurbish baseball fields in local communities. Communities are chosen through a 2-step application process starting the year prior. South Jasper Minor Baseball needs a matching grant from the city or province before the foundation provides the funding.
It's a long process with all the paperwork and everything, but it's worth the time and effort to give kids a chance to play on fields when it's not the greatest weather here in Alberta.
The Jays Care Foundation plans to give more than $2 million to 22 organizations across the country. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.